You are now tuned in to the Middle Initial Podcast, bitch. Now everybody pod nowadays, but it pays when you listen to Drew, Kevin, K.
Allow me to introduce. Somebody needs no introduction.
Yo, what's going on? What up? What up? What up? It's your boy Andrew L. Case.
Why do you...
And you are now tuned in.
I'm leaving, bro. I'm not staying here, man. You can record this by yourself, bro. Why you got that on, man?
What happened? You don't see the
like I know it's an upgrade in physical appearance, but why you got that on, bro?
Well, I was in a horrific accident, and
that's
yeah.
Hey, man, that might work if we weren't on for 5 minutes before you put the shit on. That might work.
The people, I mean, keep up the facade that people don't know what's going on, man. And people are not aware of what's going on. You just keep the facade.
I'm not keeping up shit. You got to take that shit off.
I was in a horrific accident, over the weekend.
When did that horrific accident happen? 45 years ago?
I was in a horrific accident over the weekend.
All right, man.
And I decided that my new look is just going to be, a Dr. Doom mask, Hence the title of the episode, you know what I mean? Middle Podcast episode 1969, Doomsday Plan. I am Dr. Doom.
Oh my God. All right, bro. I don't have much more to say, man.
I'm going to do this. I'm going to try to do this whole entire episode with the mask on. What up? It's your boy Andrew Casey. Now tuned into the Middle Podcast. Today is November 5th, 2025. I'm here with my co-host as usual and my new sidekick, Kevin A. Lewis. I will be your host.
I'm not your sidekick.
Every villain, every hero needs a sidekick, bro. You're my sidekick.
I don't give a fuck. Go find one. I'm not that person.
That's what I got you here for, man.
No, it's not.
Bro.
You got me here to talk, nigga. That's it. Like, I'm not here to be your sidekick. You got me here to talk. I'm here to talk.
Insubordination will not be tolerated.
And have a good time. Insubordination, that's what we're going with.
I
didn't know that this was a thing until 11:28 Eastern time. And we're talking about insubordination? That like you told me this a week in advance. I'm like, I'll think about it. And then just came in and was like, yeah, fuck that shit. You didn't.
No, so. I said I'm going to spring it on you. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait until...
Hey, yo.
Insubordination will not be tolerated.
Time out. Hey, yo, man.
Insubordination will not be tolerated on this program.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will.
It's your boy Andrew L. Case, man. We are here. It is November 5th. It is a day after the NFL trade deadline, and we have a lot to discuss. But first, Kev, how was your weekend? We haven't been on over a week. I think about a week. As you can see, this is who I was for Halloween. Dr. Doom. I would have put on the green cape, but I think it's a bit much. How are we feeling today?
That's where the line is drawn? I don't understand how that's where the line is drawn. You might as well go, like, you're already doing a lot. You might as well just do more, bro. Like, what's a cape?
The cape's in the bag. I put the cape back in the bag. But, we'll try to get through this one right here, just like this. I mean, look at the aesthetics, man. Even it matches my headphones, man. I'm not killing it. I'm not killing it right now. Am I not killing it right now?
You're killing me. Yeah. It's not so much, but you're killing me though. Yes.
Am I not killing it right now, man? I was Dr. Doom for Halloween. Got a lot of compliments, so I might as well, extend the love.
From who?
From complete strangers on Halloween, man. That's what you go outside, you get in costume, and people say, "Hey, I like your costume. I like the costume,"
And so they were complimenting. All right.
I mean, it's look at the details, man. It's authentic, man. It's authentic. It's authentic. How was your weekend? What did you do for Halloween?
Not a damn thing.
Yeah, you don't got kids.
I watched baseball. That was the same night, right? Baseball.
Friday night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched World Series Game 7. Actually, no, I don't think that was Friday. No, I think
that was Saturday.
Yeah, I think the Knicks were playing Friday. Whatever. I was home. I was minding my business and giving the kids candy. That's what I did with my.
Oh, you're not that much of a grump after all. You actually got into the festivities and gave the kids candy.
Yeah. I told them fuck them kids after I gave them the candy, but I gave them the candy. Like, fuck you kids, bro. Get out of here. Scram. Get off my lawn, kids.
Get off my porch.
Get off my fucking lawn. Bum ass kids.
Yeah, I went out with the kids. Went to Park Slope Halloween parade. Can you hear me? Are you hearing me properly?
I can barely hear you, bro.
You can barely hear me through. Don't lie. Don't lie.
Why would I lie?
Can you hear me properly through this channel?
No, nigga. No. No. I can hear you just enough, but I gotta focus mad hard to do it.
Can you hear me properly through this channel?
This fucking guy, man. Man, I want to take that mask off and burn it.
Fine. God damn. You're no fun.
Get this shit out of here. It's November 5th. It's like, well, I don't know what you know. It's November 5th.
I was sweating anyway. I was sweating.
Yeah. Oh, you're no fun. And you're over here sweating like Patrick Ewing in double overtime. Leave me alone, bro.
Whatever. The people want to see my face anyway, not yours. Anyway.
I don't know if that's true, but sure. Let's go with that.
Welcome back. We are back. A lot's been going on. A lot to discuss today. Of course, we're going to get into the New York Jets and NFL trade deadline and what they did. Did you like it? Do you like what the Jets did? Do you trust the regime going forward? Who survived? Of course, there's some people that survived that maybe possibly shouldn't have, or maybe their value wasn't up there enough to survive, and that's why they're still here. We're definitely going to get into that. A little bit of MLB conversation. Some people opted out, and of course have some shame. Just to be reminded, if you're on YouTube right now, click that like, click that subscribe, hit that button. Make sure you're joining us. If you're on Twitch, leave a comment. And if you're on X, make sure you retweet and share this content. And just to also be reminded that we are not for everybody. I'm gonna keep that theme going. We are not for everybody. So I don't expect everyone to be here. I don't expect everyone to like us, and that's quite fine. Let's start with the NFL trade deadline. Off rip, a lot went down. I wouldn't say it was super busy, but we do have a little recap via The Athletic. Let's see. I can't put it up there though.
You put it up, man. You got it up there.
Why it disappeared? There you go. There we go. 2025 NFL trade tracker. If you can see it, don't worry. If you can't, I got you. Starting off with Jair Alexander from the Ravens to the Eagles. The Eagles definitely were very active during the trade deadline, especially for acquiring defensive players. Tank Bigsby from the Jaguars to the Eagles as well, running back. Jarvis Brownlee, of course, from the Titans to the Jets. Cornerback Tyson Campbell from the Jags to the Browns. Michael Carter II from the Jets to the Eagles. That was their second cornerback acquired. Safety Kyle Duggar from the Patriots to the Steelers. We already know about the Joe Flacco to the Bengals trade. Of course, we're going to get into the Sauce Gardner to the Colts. I think that's Olahi Gilman from the Chargers to the Ravens. Linebacker Draymond Jones from the Titans to the Ravens. Quarterback Roger McCreary from the Titans to the Rams. The Jets acquired John Mechie from the Eagles. Jacoby Myers finally got traded to the Jacksonville Jaguars, who need wide receiver help badly. That team needs help in general. A.D. Mitchell was a part of the Sauce trade, right?
Yes.
A.D. Mitchell was part of the Sauce Gardner trade. Greg Newsome II from Cleveland to Jacksonville. Linebacker Odell Oweh from the Ravens to the Chargers. Offensive lineman Trevor Penning. That's the first time I really feel like, I don't know if he's a starter, but offensive lineman in a trade deadline trade. I don't think that's a thing that normally happens. But he was traded as well. Trevor Penning to the Chargers, who desperately need O-line help. Jalen Phillips from Miami to the Eagles. It felt like the Eagles were going to do more as far as moving and shaking, but they didn't. So they was very surprised they were not that active. Jalen Pope from the wide receiver from the Patriots to the Saints. Cam Robinson, the tackle from the Texans to the Browns. Rashid Shaheed from the Saints to the Seahawks. Mozzie Smith was included in that trade. I believe that was for the Quinnen trade from Dallas to the Jets. Joe Tryon Shibuya, I don't know his last name. Shoyinka? Come on, Kev. You're a resident speller.
Shoyinka is my
from the
best,
Browns to the
I
Bears.
don't fucking know.
Defensive tackle Keon White from the Patriots to the Niners, and of course the Quinnen Williams to the Cowboys trade. So a busy day. I wouldn't necessarily call it a banner day as far as like big names. I mean, for other teams, I think of course the Jets had the biggest moves. Not all these are trade deadline trades. Some of them were just the trades that were done before the deadline. Like of course Flacco to the Bengals happened about 3 weeks ago. We had traded for Jarvis Brownlee Jr. about like 4 weeks ago or something like that. So not a lot of these trades were brand new, but the biggest trade, of course, yesterday being the Sauce Gardner, followed by the Quinnen Williams trade. So we'll get into that NFL trade deadline. Kev, do you like what the Jets did yesterday with the Sauce Gardner and Quinnen Williams trade?
I think in a vacuum, if you're going to operate in a good faith, let's give these guys a chance manner, then what they did is just what they did. I think what they did was easy. Like, I don't think it was hard to say, yeah, I'm going to trade a great corner off of a dog shit team for 2 first-round draft picks. I don't think that's difficult. I don't think it was difficult to trade an interior defensive lineman for a 2027 first and a 2026 second either. Quite frankly, I think the Jets should have gone further. I'll get into that in a bit. But the thing is, like, I get why somebody would be jaded about this, because whether we like it or not, and I understand, Darren Muji, he didn't do what Joe Douglas did. He didn't do what whoever the fuck, McCagnon. He is not responsible for what came before him. All he could do is do the job to the best of his ability going forward. With that said, we've seen the cycle with the Jets before. Get good players, trade them because you don't have anything around them. Start the cycle, get other good players, do the same thing over and over. I can understand why somebody would look at it and be like, how could this excite me if all we have now is draft picks? I can understand why somebody would land there. With that being said, if you're going to sit here and look me in my face and tell me what the Jets did yesterday was dumb, I think you might have thinking difficulties. I'm just saying. I think you might have, like, what they did was not dumb. It was, I don't know if needed is the right word. I don't think they needed to trade Sauce. But I feel like the whole, we've gone a little bit too far with the whole he doesn't force turnovers thing. I understand that he doesn't, and I'm not trying to act like I don't think that's as big a flaw as other people like to pretend that it is. Because quite frankly, there's how many people on earth cover better than Sauce Gardner? Like 2? 1, maybe. Like, it's a very,
I would say it's in the top 5 out of the top 5 cornerbacks
at a
in the
minimum.
league.
He's top 5.
At least
he's
definitely top. He's definitely top 5 in coverage stats. But
like top 2, top 3 covering wise. So like, those type of dudes don't grow on trees. I understand that he doesn't force turnovers, and honestly, that's kind of part of the reason it made sense to do it. Like, yeah, you're dog shit. That's reason number 1. You could lose without him too. But like, getting 2 firsts for a guy who does not take the ball away is just objectively a good trade. I mean, we saw it with the Jamal Adams trade, which led to a whole lot of bitching and crying and moaning over it, even though he wanted out. But old news. But it was the same thing. It's like, okay, great. He stops the run well. Great, lovely. You got 2 first rounders for him. It was what, 2020 when that trade was done, whatever year it was. But yeah, you have to do it. Listen, both of those trades to me were no brainers. Like, you are so far away from being decent with them. Like, if the Jets defense was good this year, I could at least squint hard enough to understand why you're like, you know what? Why not just build on it? Fine. The Jets defense is dog shit with them. They can be dog shit without them. This defense is dog shit with them, which, say whatever you want about them. I don't know what you want to take from that. You could take that Steve Wilkes is bad at his job. You could take something from Aaron Glenn if you like to. Whatever it is you want to take, their defense was awful with them. Now they're awful without them, and now they have 12 first-round picks the next 2 fucking years. And let's see what they do with them. Ultimately, this will come down. It's really simple. It's an oversimplification. 2 things. One, the Jets don't have a quarterback. Two, the Jets don't have the shit around said quarterback to win despite not having a quarterback. If Muji either does one of the two things, builds a good enough team around an average-ish quarterback, whether it's a draft or a trade, whatever, if he does that, or he just gets the franchise quarterback, this day will be looked at fondly. If he doesn't, he and Aaron are going to have to update their LinkedIns. It's really simple.
Listen, I look at it. I look at it like this. And JJ, what's up, JJ? JJ makes a good point. The Jets still don't have an interception.
Yo, it's November, bro.
It's November. We don't have an interception.
That's crazy.
But I look at it like this. I called it from last year when it was pretty much what was going to happen, that the Jets are going to be a rebuild, and people in the Discord felt like a few people, one of them being Jude Truth, of course, that it's not going to be a rebuild. We have talent, this and the third. And I don't think people understand how this works. You get a new GM, you get a new coach. When the process that the Jets took for this to happen, they took the process everyone begged for. Please take time. Please go through the top candidates. Please interview everybody. They hired a team. I wasn't a fan of Tannenbaum being a part of that process, but they hired a team of people to help them assess who's going to be the GM, right? And when they got the GM and they got the coach, immediately what I felt, and what some people also felt as well, that they were going to follow the blueprint of the Detroit Lions. That was the thing. You got the offensive, you got the guy Engstrom to be OC from Detroit. You got the defensive coordinator to be a head coach, and you got a former executive from Detroit to be their GM. This is the blueprint, right? You got Fields. You're hoping that Fields is your Goff, that he has a decent season, not like a record-breaking season, just a solid season. Hey, minimize the mistakes.
I gotta cut you. I'm
good.
The Fields Goff comparison. Can we stop doing that?
No, we're not stopping. No.
Yes, we are. They did not sign him to be Jared Goff.
I didn't say
do that.
No.
Or they're Jared Goff. Sorry. The Jets signed Justin Fields because he is a high ceiling athlete, and they hoped that whatever high end of that is, the volatility wise, that they could get him there. That's why they didn't sign to be. Jared Goff is a low ceiling quarterback. I'm not saying he's bad. Feel however
whatever category or however you classify it as. Like the hope is that I'm not saying to be literally be Jared Goff. I'm talking about their version.
I know
a Goff, which is it could have been anybody. It could have been Mac Jones. Could be anybody. Somebody who's going to allow us not to draft a quarterback. That's the baseline. Somebody who's going to allow us not to draft a quarterback.
Yeah.
And when you see how Detroit's season went and how people were talking about Detroit, they were talking about Detroit in a positive manner. While on this show, we were joking and laughing and stuff like that. Well, mostly me, because I didn't see it. Other people did. We looked at the Lions as a joke. Then they won 9 games the next year, and then he won 12 the year after that. What was missing from that equation was the fact that we needed the picks. That the Lions did have 2 draft picks in the first round, 2 seasons in a row. And what did the Jets just do? You secured 2 picks in 2026 and 3 picks in 2027. That's what they did. That is a rebuild. Rebuilds take, in the NFL, roughly 2 seasons. Now, to the thing about, do I like what the Jets did? Obviously, I like what the Jets did. You have to get up from under certain players, not even contracts, because the contract that Sauce got, he earned, he deserved. He's right there with the Stingleys of the world and everything else. That's the contract that he deserved. The 4 years, what was the 4 years, 100 and some odd $1 million, right?
Lots of money.
Top cornerback money for a guy with 3 career interceptions. Now, say what you want, people don't throw him, whatever case may be. I think a part of the reason why he doesn't get those opportunities because he doesn't have the right defender behind him. Like when like everything was maybe like last season, the year before, you see him arguing with the safety. You kept seeing him arguing with the safety. The safety is not where he's supposed to be. Sauce looks like he'll operate better with a better safety behind him. They want him to travel. He's not traveling. He's not Deion Sanders. He's not Revis, right? He's not really doing much traveling, right? That's just what it is. You've seen him guard tight ends. You've seen him guard, wide receiver ones, wide receiver twos. He's not traveling, especially depending on the defense he's in. In Steve Wilkes' defense, it looked like a man, a cover two, whatever he's running right now. I think I'll let Stephon.
Their defense is a cover nobody. I don't know what they actually be playing, but they don't be covering nobody. But yeah, carry on.
Right. And I think it's a nothing burden with Steve Wilkes, right? And you get this idea that in this personnel, Sauce isn't the cornerback for the defense he wants to run, right? He's not the guy for the defense he wants to run. But also, you get this feeling that, again, your best asset that you want to move, not saying you could replace a Sauce, but there's been a lot of great cornerback talent, and nobody's really a shutdown corner like what we're accustomed to. You can start over. You can start over and figure something out. Maybe you get 2 baseline, above average corners. All you need is some great safety help. Who knows? But the fact of the matter is, that was your best asset to trade. Now, the other interesting side of this is Quinnen Williams getting traded not soon after. The follow-up, though, was the fact that, and this is what Connor Hughes had stated, that Quinnen Williams requested to be traded 3 separate times this season. On 3 separate occasions, he asked
so funny
to
to
leave.
me. Please trade me. Please trade me. Please get me out of here. Please.
He wasn't happy that Aaron Glenn walked into the building and let Aaron Rodgers go. And tweeters delete us, like most of the Jets players. He's one of the tweeters delete us. He tweets something about it and he deleted it, right? Mm-hmm. Also, the rumor is that he got called out in training camp by Aaron Glenn. He didn't like that. And Aaron Glenn, one of the few things he said starting, he's a big character person. I could tell from meeting you in conversations whether you're a real person or not. Whatever the case may be, if he feels he's some sort of soothsayer and he has his ability to read people, he better be right, because you traded your man in the middle, another All-Pro. And to Dallas, nonetheless, a team that originally wanted him, and the Jets said, we don't have the assets. Remember, it was the whole Micah Parsons thing. And we were like, we don't have the assets to give you guys. Mm-hmm. And we end up getting rid of Quinnen and getting something back in return that we needed. A second-round pick for next season and a 2027 pick for the season after. So the Jets are loaded with capital. Some people feel as if we've been here before because we had 3 picks with Joe Douglas. The difference is the Joe Douglas thing was a trade up. He didn't have 3. It was 4 and 10.
They traded up,
and they traded up for Jermaine Johnson.
They had 4. They had 10.
4 and 10. They traded up for Jermaine Johnson, right? That's the major difference. We're not trading up. This is what we have. We have 3 picks. Now we could trade up.
Quite honestly, you can make a good argument the Jets should trade back.
Like
from whatever pick that they want to trade back from. Like, obviously, if you get the high pick and you love a quarterback, take the quarterback. But besides that, you can make the argument that, all right, you guys don't have a good roster.
Right.
Yes, you can. Well, yeah, right. You totally can. Like, you don't need great corners to win. Like,
right. You don't. Right. And we've seen
like,
that.
You just
before.
can't have bad ones. Like, that's
right.
You can't have bad ones. Like,
you can't have the Bengals secondary and win.
You can't have bad ones, bro. You can't be getting lit on fire every week. Like, you can't have bad corners, but yeah, you can win with above average corners. Like the idea that, and like I've seen it a lot. And there's some validity to it, but it's like, oh yeah, they traded Sauce Gardner so they could try and draft a player like Sauce Gardner. That's how trades work in NFL. I don't know what to tell you. Like, they are 1-7. They're a dog shit team. By the time like Sauce's deal is 4 years, I don't know if they're gonna be good. Like, let's say best case scenario happens. Mm-hmm. I don't know if they're gonna be any good until he's like an expiring. Yeah, you trade him now, bro. You trade him and get the picks. Having highly priced Christmas ornaments is not really doing shit for the Jets, bro, or any team that's that bad. Like, it's not. And Quinnen was even easier. Like, at least I saw no complaint about the Quinnen trade. Everybody said, yeah,
it was a Sauce thing.
An interior defensive lineman for that, yeah, and he's 29. Peace. Like,
who's not living up to what we thought he was. He got the 12 sacks, and then remember, all right, he gets the 12 sacks, and people were like, "Oh man, he's the second best interior lineman next to Aaron Donald." Right? Aaron Donald leaves. Yeah. Aaron Donald retires, and it's like, well, you're the man now, dog, right? And it didn't happen because Chris Jones was there. Chris Jones exists.
Yeah, Chris Jones.
And then Dexter Lawrence surpassed you, right? Because Dexter Lawrence is I mean, pretty much. I mean, this is probably a down season, but Dexter Lawrence is
they're not happy with him in Giantsville. But yes.
Right. But he is your premier. He is your premier interior defensive lineman from last season. So Quinnen goes from being, the quintessential number 1 to number 3, and that's being generous. If he's number 3, it's being generous. He hasn't been an All-Pro since that season, I believe. He's good. He's solid. Every advanced metric shows. But between him and Sauce, that's what it feels like, right? It just feels like a bunch of guys with advanced metrics, but nothing really to show for it that we want to see. People want to see sacks and forced fumbles and interceptions, pass deflections, yada yada yada. People want to see some things. And advanced metrics will say,
I like with the corner. I just have a fundamental disagreement with regards to Sauce and what he does and doesn't do. Blah blah. But with Quinnen Williams, if you're not going to harass the quarterbacks regularly, then what are we doing?
Right.
You're an interior defensive lineman. I could get people to stop the run for way cheaper than that.
Right.
Like Sauce is different. Like obviously he affords you things that you can't do with most other corners. Understood.
Right.
But I wouldn't go that far. No. Mo Wilkerson had a lot going on. But yeah, I mean I wouldn't go I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't go to Mo Wilkerson. He's just the thing is Quinnen is just regular good as opposed to game record good.
Right.
Like that. Right. That's the difference. And
Aaron Donald,
you're an interior defensive lineman. I'm not gonna say I don't care how well you stop the run, but bro, when you're 1-7, I really don't though. Like I really don't care how well you stop the run, especially when nobody else on your team stops the run. Like okay, great, you stop the run. You have run stuffs. Great, brother. Is the quarterback sitting back there reading a newspaper? Then yes, okay, then
right. Like we've seen Aaron Donald on the biggest stage, pretty much beat Cincinnati, right? Like the forcing the Joe Burrow.
Aaron Donald's the last drive of that game is the most dominant performance I've ever seen.
Dominant performance ever seen
on a single drive ever.
Right.
Aaron Donald got out of that huddle, got off the sideline when Joe Burrow came on field. So you know what? I'm winning the Super Bowl. I don't y'all can do whatever y'all want. Like just cover people for long enough. But I will get us home.
And I got this. And he did that. And we seen what Chris Jones did. Chris Jones held out his contract, gave him 1 year, he proved it, got another,
Chris Jones doesn't get enough credit for what they've done.
Right.
Period.
And that man was fighting for his
because he exists.
That man was fighting for his life last season in the Super Bowl. He was fighting for his life. He was doing everything he could. And that Eagles offensive line was just demonic. Like they were like it was just he was getting his ass beat. You know what I mean? So when I hear the trade, I'm at work when I hear the trade, by the way. So I'm at work and I'm not allowed to be on my phone at work. So I go, I walk to the break room and I see Sauce got traded for 2 1s. I'm jumping for joy. I'm happy. I'm excited because that was your best piece and that was going to give you the most return. I was just super surprised that right after that, looking at my phone, looking in the group chat, that Quinnen went right behind him. Not much. Well, maybe like when.
That's funny because I tweeted that. I was like, if you're gonna trade Sauce, then Quinnen Williams needs to not be on the roster by the end of the day. Then like 10 minutes later, boom,
he's off the roster.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, we both agree we like what the Jets did. Some people don't, and it goes back to this whole thing about the Jets don't develop players. Okay. Quinnen Williams is on his first contract or whatever, second contract, I should say, and he didn't want to be here. If the rumors hold true, he did not want to be here, right? And a part of keeping a team together is having a quarterback. The Jets whiffed at quarterback, right?
Yep.
You get Aaron Rodgers. The idea of keeping Aaron Rodgers, guys, let's just get over this. Like, I mean, I hate to tell people what to do, but you have to get the fuck over this whole Aaron Rodgers thing, right? Aaron Rodgers played a full season last season, and we won 5 games, right? He played a full season last, and we won 5 fucking games. We had Devontae, we had everything. It didn't work. It wasn't working. Now, if you want to say it's Olbrich, you want to say it's coaching, you want to give him another chance with another coach, I don't think you guys have been paying attention, right? Is this something that wasn't going to happen? Now, I was saying it yesterday, if Vrabel was the guy, right? Because Vrabel goes to New England and he gets the young quarterback in his second year, He gets $200 million to play with, whatever case may be. He picked correctly. He picked a team that had a different trajectory. If he decided to choose the Jets, we're pretty much bringing back Aaron Rodgers. And I know some people like that idea, but it wasn't happening. It just wasn't happening. It just and I don't think Vrabel even considered seriously coming to be the coach of the Jets. I don't know why
sure didn't.
Right. I don't know why people keep mentioning his name. Like, it wasn't like, you have to understand his trajectory from where he went to Tennessee. Tennessee was a playoff team the year before.
Yep.
Tennessee had pieces before Vrabel got there. Like, I don't know why this is a whole debate. Like, they had pieces before they got there. They slowly let those pieces go. They let Corey Davis come to us. Let A.J. Brown go to the Eagles. They were letting pieces go, right? He got what he got out of Derrick Henry and Tannehill for a season and a half. And then as soon as Tannehill couldn't be what he needed to be, that was it. He went to an average coach. Now, yes, the Patriots are 7-2, and I think maybe 6 of those wins are against bad teams and one I guess okay team in Atlanta.
They beat the Bills. The Patriots? Yeah, they beat.
Yeah, they just barely beat the Falcons, and I think they beat who they beat.
They haven't beaten a lot of good. I'm then again at the same time, ain't a lot of good teams in the NFL, but that's
right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So given that, like, people, look, the Patriots, like, bro, who cares? Like, that's not our situation. We're coming into this season not with the same situation, not with a quarterback. That's the number one thing. We didn't have a franchise quarterback. It's obviously, painfully obvious that the Patriots have a franchise quarterback. Drake May is good. You know, we make jokes and stuff like that about the talent coming out that draft.
You mean the quarterback the Patriots tanked for?
Hey, man. Hey. People who don't like the tank, people don't respect the tank, and winning a meaningless game against the Patriots because it meant something. A first win for a dead season.
I'm so glad the Jets did what they did yesterday. If for nothing else, I get to windmill dunk on Jude. That's great. I appreciate them for that so much. Like, well, we can't tank. We can't.
In a cleansing fire, salvation came.
Hey, listen, man. I prefer they not lose games intentionally. Okay, Jude, they just lit their season on fire. Now what?
Oh, he's shocked.
They lit their season on fire.
I'm shocked. Like, why are you shocked? This is what this was. This is a rebuild.
This is Nirvana for the tanker people. It's like, yeah,
it is. It is because there's nothing to fight for.
The Jets are 1-7. Who cares? Who cares? The Jets are 1-7. Their offense is dog shit. Who gives a fuck, bro? Who cares? Like, this was needed. It was the end of defense is dog shit. Like, their whole team is dog shit.
Right.
Like, this was needed, bro. Like, here's the thing with NFL, man. I mean, in sports, more the NBA and NFL, MLB is a little bit different wrinkles there. But it got to get worse before it gets better.
Yeah.
If you understand that, then you should understand tanking. It's not hard. It's really not a hard concept. I don't want them to lose games purposefully. I mean, they're not going out there. The players are not going out there trying to lose. They're not. They're going out there trying to win. Now, can you make certain lineup choices to kind of influence shit? Yes. We saw the Jaguars in the Trevor Lawrence year. They were doing all kind of shit down the stretch to not win.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, Trevor Lawrence has turned out how he's turned out. I mean, if the Jets had Trevor Lawrence, they probably make a playoff appearance at some point in the last 5 years. And I'm not saying that to hype up Trevor Lawrence. All I'm saying is the 2022 Jets. Was it 2022? Right. Yeah, the 2022 Jets. A decent quarterback who did not play like he was blindfolded probably gets into the playoffs.
Right.
Like, they won 7 games and they started off, if I'm not mistaken, it was 7-4, 7-5, whatever it was.
It was
6-3, something like that. Whatever
6-3, and they ended up being 7-4, and they won.
Whatever it was.
Yeah, they won.
I think it was 7-4. I think that's 7-4. And I think they lost every single game down the stretch.
Yeah, and after Mike White broke his ribs, it was a wrap.
Yeah,
there was nothing left.
Definitely down the stretch, but
there was nothing left.
It's just it got to get worse before it gets better, man. And I understand. I totally understand the people who are not necessarily complaining about what happened so much as it's like, damn, here we go again, bro. We keep doing this. I understand those people too. I totally get it.
Right.
It is a similar cycle.
Right.
Like this guy, the GM and the coach, they're not responsible for what happened before them. All they could do is go do the best going forward. I ain't telling people how to consume it. Like you could disconnect if you want. God knows I am telling you to disconnect. If
encouraging
you want.
it. Even.
I am encouraging it. I don't think yesterday was a reason to do it. But like though again, those guys you could love those guys if you want. You could root for them in their next spots. They both played really well as Jets. They played hard. They aside from Sauce's tweets, they represented themselves well here. So go root for them.
Lead us.
Yeah, like go root for them if you like. But like that being the last straw for whatever the reason is like, what did you? They're 1-7. What did you expect? Did you really think Quinnen Williams was going to be part of the Jets being good again? That was never going to happen.
No,
it was never going to happen.
Especially if the rumors are true. He
like,
wasn't
Sauce
interested
is
in
different, but like
right.
He was never.
Quinnen wasn't interested in signing another contract. That's what according to Hughes said. He wasn't interested in signing another contract.
Back to Rodgers real fast. The fans thing with Rodgers is weird because you're looking at a team that's 1-7. Rodgers wasn't going to save that. He's not. No. He's not 2000. It's not 2010 Aaron Rodgers anymore. He was not going to save that. Now, on the flip side, let's take what Connor Hughes said at face value. I have no reason not to. He's plugged in regardless of how you feel about Connor Hughes. He's plugged in. Whatever. Let's say what he says is true. And Quinnen was like, after Aaron Rodgers thing, he's like, what do you want me to do? Listen, I understand. You know how I understand this better than most? My fandom went exactly the same way, went out the window at pretty much at the exact same time. Like, all right, we did this with the quarterback. We had Zach Wilson. We had Mike White. Okay, we get arguably the best thrower of a football that's ever walked the face of the earth. We still stink. I give up. What do you want from me? I give up. I quit. I understand. I read that. I was like, damn, I feel seen, bro. Like, this is me. I gave up at the same time. Like, all right, man. I had to watch Zach Wilson again after they traded for Aaron Rodgers. He snaps his Achilles in 2 minutes, and I have to watch Zach Wilson again. Yeah, I'd be tripping too if I was Q, and I won out. It's like, all right, we've tried everything. We've exhausted all the options. I don't even think it was about Aaron Rodgers per se. I don't even think it was that. It was what it represented. It was like, all right, we tried that too, and it still failed. Like, all right, man, we've tried everything.
Right, and the thing is, people, we thought, hey, this is another chance to do a whole Brett Favre thing. People were like, oh, Jordan Love is going to be a Jet, and down the line, yada yada yada, whatever the case may be. But yeah, you exhausted all possibilities. You brought his homie in and everything like that, and it didn't look good. Everybody you brought in, you alienated the guy that the Jets have kept, which is Garrett Wilson. Right? You brought in Devontae. It alienated the guy that the Jets have currently kept. The quarterback who would criticize everybody, it alienated the guy that the Jets have kept. The guy that wants to be a Jet, wanted to be a Jet forever, or whatever claim he makes about staying on this team, that's the guy you were alienating, the guy who wants to win. That's the guy who you're frustrating, the guy that the Jets clearly want to keep. There's something about Garrett Wilson, whether, pundits or not, who feel like Olave is good and Drake London, whatever it could be, or JSN, however you feel, the Jets feel the opposite. They love Garrett Wilson. And that's one of the guys they're concerned with making happy. So, as much as Quinnen felt bad about Rodgers leaving, or as much as Sauce and Aaron was doing the smoke weed celebration, even though Sauce claims he's never smoking weed a day in his life, but he wanted to do the celebration, whatever the case may be, they didn't care. And the thing that came to the surprise to Sauce was the fact that he found out. I think around 12:15, he said he found out from his agent. He was shocked. He said he was completely shocked. He had no idea. And he no bad feelings. This is the nature of the business. And I think a lot of people were shocked. But that was the best person to move. That's it. That's the best person to move. And they received a lot of calls. And they liked what the Colts did. And according to the Jets, they said, hey, if you want him, we want a Donnie Mitchell. And that's and the thing about what the Jets have done also, they got some guys to audition. Mitchell's going to audition. Michi's going to audition. We know what Lazard is not, which is playing or healthy or good. We know that. You know what I mean? And we paid him $44 million to tell us what we already pretty much knew, that he was not good. You know what I mean? He gave up on the team when Rodgers wasn't here. And again, Rodgers not here, and he's nowhere to be found. I don't know how bad Lazard is hurt or what injury or what he's dealing with, but he's not playing. So we have guys who are going to be here, younger guys. I think Mitchell is 23 and Michi's 25 or something like that. Got some guys who are going to play, and I don't know if Garrett Wilson's going to be back and healthy going into week 10, but you have guys who are going to go out there and play wide receiver, and we're going to see how this season ends. I think the Jets win a few more games before this year's done. I think they maybe win maybe 3 or 4 before the year's over. But like I said, I like what the Jets have done. The next, but speaking of people who made it and people that didn't make out, who made it out that shouldn't have made it out? And I'll start Jermaine Johnson. Why is Jermaine Johnson still a New York Jet? I have no idea. I have no idea. The rumor was Jermaine Johnson was they wanted a second round pick for him, which is way more. I don't know who it was, but there was a rumor saying that Jets will offer a second round pick. I don't know who that person was. I don't know why Moogie did not take that offer, but there's literally no reason for Jermaine Johnson to be a Jet. None. None. Yeah. He had one solid season. He hasn't been healthy coming off this Achilles injury. He's back, but I don't know.
What do you think his ceiling is? I don't think his ceiling is that high. He's good. Yeah, he's a solid player.
He's a grinder.
Okay, so what? Is he current era Calvin Pace?
No, that's the thing. At least with Calvin Pace, you know what you were getting. Somebody who had a lot of speed and will get some pressures and get some sacks. But Jermaine Johnson just takes so long.
Calvin Pace was a grinder. That's what he was. And that's kind of what Jermaine is too. So it's
but Pace was like a weak side linebacker though. He was like a weak side linebacker. Calvin Pace was a guy that during a good season you may get, I think his best season here, he had 8.5, 9 sacks. So his best season here, something like that.
Right.
And at worst, he's just a body.
He's the type of guy that makes way more sense if you're winning.
Right.
He makes way more sense if you're winning or you have aspirations of winning. Jermaine Johnson and Calvin Pace make way more sense for your team than the situation the Jets are in. If you're going to tear it down, there's no reason Jermaine Johnson should be here. Please go a separate case. Because if you're telling me you're going to trade him for a 4th, I think that's kind of pointless, personally.
Right.
Because I freely admit I'm a newbie when it comes to the compensation pick formula system. So I don't know for sure. All I know is I've seen other people who know more about this shit than me say, hey, why trade him for a 4th when you can get a comp pick next year that's similar anyway? So
so if he doesn't, so the way the compensation
pick, as they fucking should have. And quite frankly, if the rumor is true that KC was just we're gonna hold off at a 4th, I cannot believe that they wouldn't be willing to trade a 3rd. You know why I cannot believe that? They traded a 3rd for Kadarius fucking Toney.
Yep.
They traded a 3rd for him.
Yeah.
They traded a 3rd for Kadarius fucking Toney. And you're telling me you couldn't use Breece Hall?
Right. And the thing is, I think they said if Breece signs, so the way the compensatory picks work, I believe, let's say if it's the Jets have some compensatory from last year. So if you're rookie or whatever, the rookie, whoever you have under contract leaves, re-sign, they get that pick, the compensatory for the following season or something like that. So, and it's an equivalent. So I think the equivalent for Breece may be a 3rd or a 4th or whatever. It's never high. It's never a compensatory 1st. I think the highest thing is 3rd or something like that. But Jermaine Johnson still being on the team is interesting. He even tweeted out I'm not happy that my brothers are gone. I don't know why you would say that, because I guess feeling that you probably knew you should have been gone, or you heard that it's possible that you were going to leave. But you're happy for your brothers, but you're also happy that you're not happy that you're still here. You're mad that your brothers are gone, but it was a weird tweet. I'm like, whatever, bro. You're still here. The Jets may or may not pay you next season. I don't see a reason why they should, unless you're just a body in a rotation. Clemens is still on the team. Michael Clemens is still on the team. That's a guy that fans feel like should be cut or moved. But Clemens is a body. And when you look at Clemens in a vacuum, bro, Clemens is doing he was a 4th round pick out of Texas A&M. he was never going to be here to be like that dude, right? But he's a body, and he'll have a week where it's like, oh, he got a sack and a half, and he got a big tackle or whatever. He's a body. And people are mad at Clemens for still being here. He's healthy. He's healthy. That's a part of the reason why he's here. He's healthy. He's a body, and he's a 4th round pick. And you'll probably bring him back for cheap next season. I just don't. The teams often like him. Glenn liked him. Wilkes liked him. People like Clemens. Kind of got to get over that he's still on the team. Like he doesn't do the things we need him to do in the key moments he should, but there's a reason why he's on the field, because the other guy that we just discussed is barely on the field. So, and then you have the other guy, Will McDonald, who should be better than what he is, but he's made big plays, but he's often not in on these plays that Clemens is in on.
I mean, people don't have to throw the ball on the Jets,
right?
So Will McDonald is, I'm not going to say rendered useless. That's too far, but
right.
His best usage comes on passing downs
and pass situations, right? Right, so. Right. So Breece Hall. Okay, the rumor again, Breece Hall doesn't want to be here. Doesn't want to be here.
I think he's made that
painfully clear that he does not want to be here. The Jets said, "You're done when I say we're done." And we're not done, Bucko. You're here. And they may franchise tag him next season. I would not be surprised if they franchise tag him. I think they like him a lot more than he likes us. It's one of those situations where, we like Breece more than Breece likes us. And they're like, look, you can go, but we're going to get something for you. So
my thing is, you're going to franchise him and then do what? Because you're not keeping him. So
hope somebody takes him.
Okay, then you could have just done that yesterday.
Yeah, but I think
his value is not going to go up.
Right, but I think
you could have done that yesterday.
I think what the Jets are hoping for is that his value does go up, or he just comes around and buys in. Because at the end of the day, you're not a big fan of
the latter is probably more likely here.
Right,
they just hope that
he buys in.
And they could pay him a reasonable deal after the year. Yeah.
Right, you're not a big proponent of keeping running backs past a certain amount of time, right? Breece is still very young and still has a lot of usage left on his body. And as we see around the league, especially with the shorter fields and stuff like that, there's no need for verticality right now.
Are typically super reasonable
these
days. Like, bro, I mean, granted, Derrick Henry is of advanced age, but they paid him $9 million a year. Like, that's chump change.
Right. And in the league right now with the kickoff rule, which I please hope they change this kickoff rule, because there's not more offense due to the field being shorter. Like, there's not more offense due to the field.
Like, everybody starts off at the fucking 35 now. It's like, bro,
right.
And also the NFL, y'all not fooling nobody.
Right.
I know what y'all did with the footballs, man. Like, yo, you got niggas kicking from 70 yards, 68 yards, 62 yards, 58 yards, and making it by 10, 15 yards with 10, 15 yards to spare. You're not full. Like, you did the kickoff rule, now everybody starts at the fucking 40, basically.
Right.
And now we did something to make the footballs extra kickable. Whatever the fuck that means, and I ain't no physicist. I don't fucking know what they did to the damn footballs, but they did something. Because you're not gonna tell me niggas just magically making 68-yard field goals with room to spare. By the way, not we're making it off the crossbar and barely like no. Homeboy made it from 68
yards. That's
Jacksonville. 73. You're not fooling nobody. Y'all not fooling nobody, bro.
Right. Somebody said when he made that field goal, Tucker's definitely not making it to the Hall of Fame now. They say, yeah. Thank you for making it easier for us. You're not making it.
I mean, yeah, it's just like, and Brandon Arby, to be fair to him, he was doing this long before like we had any reason to believe the footballs were being altered. Right. But even then, it's like, he come out for a 65-yard. That's a free throw at this point.
right.
Free throw.
What's the name shouldn't have made it past the trade deadline either. Alan Lazard. I don't know how he made it past the trade deadline. Okay.
Somebody would have had to want to trade for him.
Right, but
just put it out there.
With Rashid Shaheed being traded and John Michie, like, guys, like Jalen Polk, like bro, those
I
are
mean,
spectacular names.
okay, the Jalen Polk thing. I mean, first of all, the Jalen Polk thing happened in the summer, so
Right.
that was a while ago. Mechie, I understand why they just did that. Like he was a good prospect before the cancer battle. Like I understand why they did that. And who's there? Oh, Shaheed. I mean, Shaheed's miles better than Alan Lazard. Like Alan Lazard is older, whatever.
Yeah,
and slow, and for now expensive. Nobody would shave him.
Right. But I mean, out of the people that stayed, I was very surprised Jermaine Johnson. At the very least, Brees Hall. More so with Jermaine Johnson because of the fact that they said I was at work, so I was just like peeking in and checking on my phone. Someone rumored said it was a second round pick that was offered. I'm like, if a second round pick was offered to Jermaine Johnson, you didn't trade him. I have no idea what you're doing. I have no clue what you see in him. But there's nothing that I particularly like. I didn't like. I like the idea of him. I like the idea that and from his collegiate career to his pro career, that he did elevate every step he went. And maybe the Jets believing in him could pay off. I don't know. I just don't see it. And we'll see how much money he gets. If he gets, I don't know if it's an option thing or a new contract thing. But the interesting thing about the Sauce move, and this will be the last point before we go to the next portion, was the way the contract was constructed. Daisy, and they said the contract was constructed in such a manner that it was easy from the Jets to get from under the contract with minimal cap hit via trade. So maybe the idea was always to have that realm of possibility to get rid of him. And, they just wanted to do right by him and get him paid. Because if it was possible and then everything worked out, then he's still here. I don't know the logic behind trading Sauce outside of just saying he has the best value. And, that's pretty much it. But with that being said, do you trust this regime going forward? Yeah. I mean, what's not to trust? To be my question. What's not to trust about this?
I mean, they've been there 5 minutes. Like, quite frankly, I think there should be more questions about the coach at this point than the GM.
Yes,
I think that like the GM, the little he's done, there seems to be a clear plan that he's pushing towards said plan.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was a bad team. They were not going to turn around in 1 year. Mm-hmm. That was pretty clear if you had any kind of sense. Mm-hmm. They were not going to turn around in 1 year. Mm-hmm. He's done what he's needed to do to better position themselves going forward. That's really all you can reasonably ask for. The coach, there's been some blips. Obviously, the media stuff, we don't really care about it. Ultimately, that does matter when it comes to job security, whether especially in fucking New York. Like, if you start talking like this, fans are going to start talking like this, and then you don't win, you get fired. That's how these things go. We've seen it before.
Mm-hmm.
And my thing is with Glenn, like, I don't know what coach has ever went out there and just said dumb shit for the sake of saying dumb shit and then turned out to be a good coach. Like, that's my hang up. Like, do you actually believe this shit? And if you do believe this shit, then I don't know if you could actually coach. That's my one thing. Now, it's very possible that he just doesn't know how to lie. That's very possible. Some people are bad liars. Hell, I'm one of them. I'm an awful liar.
Got to learn to coach speak.
That's why I don't do it. I don't want to lie. And the thing is, lying takes effort because you got to form the lie. then you have to remember the lie. And then you have to, like, if this is the thing. You said what else?
You got to stay consistent with the lie.
Yeah, you got to stay. You got to form the lie. You got to come up with the lie. You got to come up with a lie that makes sense. You got to remember the lie. And then if it's a lie that's going to be a part of your life going forward, like as far as like you got to remember, I got to stay consistent with said lie. Some people are not good at that, and maybe he's one of them.
What did Martin say? Keep the lie alive. Keep the lie alive. Keep the lie alive.
Hey man, I've had homies try and get me in their infidelity lies. Let's put it that way. Like, oh, I was with you. I was like, bro, listen, I don't want to have to lie on your behalf. Find somebody else. Because the thing is, like, I'm gonna say one thing that was off, and then I'm gonna be the bad guy for everybody involved. By the way, I'm gonna be the bad guy. I'm gonna be the bad guy who knew he was cheating and didn't do nothing about it. I'm gonna be the bad guy that blew up his spot. leave me out of your lives, bro. Like, if I want to go make up lies and do shit, I will do it for myself. At least I know I'm going down with the ship with myself.
Right.
I ain't trying to go down with your shit, bro.
Keep the lie alive. Yeah. Like I trust the regime going forward because it's early in the game and you're already paying dividends, bro. You paid Garrett Wilson, which is one of the checklist items that we had over the summer, and you paid Sauce. Those are the two things. That was to me the starter, right? The non-starters were just, can we keep these dudes, right? But I knew in the back of my head that if you were going to make a trade, who's going to fetch the most back was Sauce, and you did that too, right? You get Membu, who has been a great addition to the team, who's been playing better than Oluf Fashanu at right tackle like that, right? It's possible that this guy Malachi Moore is also good at safety. It's possible he's good, and it's still early. Like the jury's still early. The jury's still out on what the Jets picks have to be, right? Offseason wise, hey, we got a cornerback. We got Brownlee, and Brownlee's been solid. And Stevens has actually played good the past few weeks.
Yes.
So it's like, if you ask if I trust this regime, so far, I like the little things that they're doing. I like the fact that the offense at times with under Engstrom does look competent at times. I'm not going to let the Bengals game and the Steelers game be the litmus test. But if this is how the offense can look when everything is clicking, I like what the Jets have to offer. I don't like how they looked against Buffalo. Second half of Tampa was good. And there's some spots that you're like, all right, this could be good, this could be bad. But this is a team that doesn't have everything. So if I can hang my hat on little things, hey, I'm completely fine with this regime for now. And then what you just did, you just got your future settled. You got your future settled. Like 2026 is not going to be the greatest draft talent-wise. We may not get a quarterback. And even though a lot of people are saying we should get a quarterback, I know this, Kev, you don't watch a lot of college football.
I don't.
And I know you've been trying
more than I used
to. Right.
Yeah.
I know you've been trying to watch more.
Yep.
There's no real quarterback that's standing out, that's screaming like the Jets should get a quarterback in the top.
You know how we know this? Not every year, but there's been a lot of tank for insert quarterback here. I've heard it's November 5th. I've heard none of that shit.
None of it.
I've heard none of that shit. I'm not saying that a quarterback can't eventually emerge because the 2020 draft.
Right.
Trey Lance went third and he started like 8 games. Zach Wilson went second. Like, got helium prospects exist 100%.
Right.
But it doesn't strike me, and I watch enough to have an idea. Like I'm familiar with the Mendoza cat. Like I've watched a few of his games. I'm familiar with that dude at this point. And I don't look at that dude like, man, you know what? I'll sell my soul to have him on this team. Does that mean he can't be great? Nope, it does not mean that at all. It doesn't mean that. I mean, you look at some of the best quarterbacks in the league. It wasn't the guy you were tanking for. Like Mahomes wasn't that. Josh wasn't that. Lamar wasn't that. Like Burrow. I mean, Burrow kind of was that.
Burrow was definitely that deal in LSU. He was everything you wanted in a quarterback. That was one of the only guys.
The top quarterbacks in the league, like it wasn't people nobody was fucking tanking for. So yeah, can these guys come in and be better than you expect? Of course. Can they be great without being necessarily like mind-blowing prospects? For sure. But there's nobody now where you're like, you know what? I want that guy.
Right. Like Mac Jones is making somewhat of a career for himself in San Francisco, but he's not going to be that guy in San Francisco, right?
Mac Jones got one of the best jobs in the NFL.
Right.
He a backup quarterback that nobody expects shit from.
Right.
If star goes down, you know what that? Do you know what that means? We're fucked.
Right.
That's what it means. We're fucked.
Right.
The backup quarterback's a fire job, and he gets to come in and be a backup quarterback for San Francisco. If I'm him, I'm trying to stay there. Yeah, it's like I get to be a backup quarterback, and I get to look good when I come in because Kyle just be drawing up shit. Like, cool, sign me up. Let me stay here. Just give me.
Don't even try to flip that.
Fair salary, and let's iron it out. I want to stay.
Yeah, don't even try to flip that. You got the Browns are definitely going to be in the market for a quarterback next season. The Saints, I don't know, maybe they like Spencer Rattler enough to not do it, but the Jets don't necessarily.
The Saints. I can't imagine they like Spencer Rattler enough to do anything
But
based
that's
on
what
him. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if they're trying to position themselves to get Arch for the story.
Well, remember I said, wouldn't it be so funny if the Saints go ahead and get Arch Manning to try to pay for their sins for what they did?
Also, slight
his grandpappy.
Slight trivia question: who was the last quarterback the Saints took in round 1?
The last quarterback the Saints took in round 1. Okay, give me a second. It wasn't Drew because he was in San Diego.
Yep, he got traded.
It wasn't Aaron Brooks. Was it Taysom?
Archie Manning. Dead serious. Look it up. Archie Manning.
They're going to do it to absolve themselves.
Archie fucking Manning. Do you
Oh
understand how
God.
long that was? And
Yo,
I understand. In this same time frame, Drew Brees quarterbacked them for like 15 years. I understand that.
Right.
But like, bro, there was a long period of time the Saints were ass before he arrived. Long period of time, bro.
Right. And they didn't get a quarterback in the first round.
And they haven't taken a quarterback in round 1 since Archie fucking Manning, bro.
What was like 1968 or something?
I'm gonna go look up the year right now because I want to drive the point home.
I said it like the Saints are going to. There's going to be a point in time where Texas does something.
1971.
1971.
He was drafted second overall.
Damn,
bro, they haven't drafted a quarterback in round 1 in what? 44 years?
They're going to get Arch, bro.
54.
They're going to get Arch.
Excuse me, 54.
They're going to get Arch, bro. They're going to get Arch. It's like I feel like the whole absolving for the sins of what they didn't do. I feel like that's a no-brainer just to bring that. And to be honest with you, I don't care about the Manning family enough, to care if he doesn't want to play for New Orleans or whatever case may be. And I don't know what Archie, how his feelings toward the city is now, present day. But I would love to see that. But the Jets don't necessarily have to get a quarterback in 2026. And then the talent that's coming out in 2027 is going to be so much better.
Yep.
So the Jets can literally say, hey, we have a high pick. We can trade back. We can trade back and make things look good for our roster, get some other talent, because there's going to be some other talent coming out. Maybe you get another wide receiver. Maybe get a defensive player. Maybe get a running back. I don't know what, but you get something. You have 2 picks, and you have 2 second-round picks next season, which you could combine and trade up. That's 2 second-round picks is the value of a first-round pick. You can do that too. Whatever the Jets plan on doing, I trust this regime enough to wait and see. Now, if Aaron Glenn and the Jets somehow win 2 more games, 3 more games tops, which again, I feel like the Jets will win maybe 3 to 4 games this season. And you're right around the whole, Detroit litmus test. We look good toward the end of the season, won a couple of games, blah, blah, blah. I think a lot of people, I think the conversation turns ever so slightly, especially around when the college playoff happens. We get to see the quarterback play. We realize, I think the conversation turns ever so slightly in our favor. And then we hope going from 2026 and beyond, the Jets are back in the playoffs, which I feel like the Jets should be in a position to look attractive enough next season. And notwithstanding, the 2027 New York Jets salary cap situation is going to look even much better than 2026. So there's a lot that we have in our favor. We have time. We have 4 years max. If Aaron Glenn somehow got fired in between, I think Engstrom becomes the head coach at offensive coordinator. But I think before that happens, I think Steve Wilkes, if he doesn't turn his defense around completely, he gets fired. But Glenn has faith in him, and that's because Campbell had faith in him. And it took 4 years for the Lions defense to be what it was. I don't know if there's an Aiden Hutchinson in next year's draft, though. I don't think there's Aiden Hutchinson in next year's draft as far as defense in college. Maybe there is. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. But if there's somebody like that, and you get from under Jermaine and that person and Will McDonald both playing, you make it happen, bro. Like, you make it happen. Whatever you got to do to make it happen, you make happen. And you're hoping that somebody like Mitchell catches on, that he plays well, and him and Garrett Wilson can play well together. And, I think there's a lot of possibilities. So I definitely trust this regime going forward. I have no fucking choice. I could either be me, or I could be this guy. And I don't want to be this guy.
Yeah.
I don't want to be this guy.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna root for the team, you might as well be positive. They haven't really given you a lot of reason to be negative so far yet. Like the team stinks, so you knew it was gonna stink. So like, yeah, it happened, giving you a lot of reason to be negative. So why choose to be negative about it? Like they traded players that they were not winning with, and they were not close to winning with. That's what happened yesterday. They traded them for high cost.
High cost. Khalil was saying yesterday he's frustrated with, he asked me, aren't you frustrated? I'm like, no, because I knew what this was. Like, I knew what this was. My frustration ended the minute when Aaron Rodgers saga started and he snapped his Achilles. My frustrations were done. Like, this is just, what it is. And him talking about coming back mid-season and, he's ahead and all. My frustration was boiling over at that point because all the stuff I figured was going to happen with him, the talking. As you notice, is he on? I don't know if anyone cares about him being on Pat McAfee. He's not on Pat McAfee. Last I checked, somebody correct me if I'm wrong. If he's been on Pat McAfee,
he hasn't been there last I checked.
Right. So
him and Michael Parsons both got traded. I mean, not traded, but Rodgers signed with them, and Parsons got traded. And they both started to shut the fuck up. It's great.
Yeah, it's like Parsons, you can't do a podcast, and Aaron, you can't be. You can't be on.
They both got they both linked up with serious franchises and stopped talking immediately.
Immediately.
But yeah,
JJ's very high on Darren Mensah out of Duke. Out
of where?
Duke, right? Out of Duke.
Excuse me.
Listen,
wait. First of all, what position does he play?
Quarterback. Yeah. Listen,
I don't helmet scout, so I'm not gonna contradict myself.
I've watched him play,
yeah,
and I felt like if they had beat Georgia Tech, which he played decent, if they had beat Georgia Tech, you had an argument. But the fact of the matter is, Duke is like 5-3. They're not going to get enough big televised games for anyone to care. It would be great if we took him in like under the radar fourth round pick or something like that. If you feel that strongly. But it's just not going to be what
he's a black kid that went to Duke. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I like his arm, bro.
I don't know, brother.
It's just he's one of those guys. That's like, could he surprise you, or could he be Colt Brennan? Right? Could he be Colt Brennan, like a guy?
Colt Brennan.
Like, He played
Colt Brennan. Jesus Christ.
Right.
God.
You know what I mean?
Colt
Guys
Brennan.
like that. Like, yo, you got a big arm, but you played for Hawaii, bro. And, you broke all these records.
Colt Brennan is nuts.
Right.
Brennan.
So, yes, he is the highest paid player. He is the highest paid player in college. That is true. NIL money is big and it's real. And he's, again, legit, Kev. If you go watch him Saturday, if they're playing Saturday, watch him play quarterback for a half. He's not bad at quarterback. I just don't know how. Not saying it won't translate. He has a big arm. He has a huge arm. I just don't know if teams are going to scout him that hard. Like, they're going to really pay attention to him that much to be like, all right, we're going to bring him in. That's my thing. So could it be a steal for the Jets somewhere down the line? Sure, like a 4th round or a 6th round pick or something like that. Is he going to go any higher than that? No. Unless, again, if he had beat Georgia Tech and they had a shot at the ACC championship,
I mean, yeah. He's what, a junior?
Yes, I believe he's a junior. So we'll see.
I wouldn't be as confident in where he's going as you are. A lot can change in a year. And honestly, and I'll say this again, Trey Lance's ascension changed my opinion on this forever. Because, like, bro, I watched that in real time. I'm like, bro, that dude went to North Dakota State and started like 6 games and went top 3. And like, it worked out poorly for them.
Yeah,
Jerry. It worked out poorly for them. But like, he started like 8 games, bro. He went 3rd. I don't this Mensa person. I don't know what's gonna happen with them. All I know is he's a black man that went to Duke. I have my questions.
Jerry's gonna have to explain his new look that he got going on right now. That he has this, like, the mustache and the
And tell the truth. What does he look like? Tell the truth.
I'm trying to put it together.
Tell the truth. Go ahead. Tell the truth.
He looks like a retired police officer.
Thank you. That's what I thought too. I was like, hey, man, I love Jerry. It's no shade, no disrespect. Love him. Love one of my favorite people. Hey, man, I saw it. I was like, is he? Is this a Halloween costume? Like, bro, I'm like, yo, is this his Halloween costume? Like, what's going on, bro?
Shout out to the 4 to 7 podcast, Jerry Dirty, bro.
I enjoy like the shorts that he made during and after the World
During
Series.
the World
really good
Series.
stuff. Like I appreciate you. He looks like a retired policeman, bro.
It was Halloween, guys.
Oh my god! All right, thank you. That makes sense. Okay, that makes all the sense in the world. Okay,
Because I'm sitting there watching, like, yo, wait, he cut his beard off, and there's just a mustache and a bang. I'm like, yo, who is he supposed to be? I can see it, but I just can't put my finger on who he's supposed
Officer
to
Jerry
be.
is what he was.
Officer Jerry Dirty in the building.
Officer Jerry in the building.
Glad you're here, Jerry, because we are going to talk a little bit of baseball. And this is right up your alley. Winter meetings has already started. Per se, I never can keep track of MLB all season. But sorry, before we get to that, we were supposed to talk about the Colts' point of view of the Sauce trade and the Cowboys' point of view of the Quinnen trade. Real quick before we talk a little baseball. I look at it like this. I don't like for the Colts. I was being the who did. You was being the bowler. The what's his name?
I think it's Phil something, right?
Phil Weber.
I think it's Phil Weber. Yeah.
Who do you think you are? I am.
And he looks like a cop too, so it fits.
He does.
He looks like a cop too, so it fits. Good costume though. I give you your props. Good costume.
Yo, listen, a lot of people this Halloween, shout out to people Halloween who really decided. Like a few people did up for some reason. Like somebody came to my store and they asked for the yellow polo to do up. A few people were legitimately trying to do up. I don't know why. Maybe it was a universal theme. But a lot of people were doing different costumes, like without buying stuff. You know what I mean? Because I'll say right now, I think Party City is done. Spirit Halloween is cool, but it's mad hard to get costumes. That makes sense. So a lot of people are just going because you're either going to end up getting the same thing that someone else has, or it's just not going to fit you right. Like my girl was Chucky and it was cool. My son was Ghostface. There's a lot of people doing Ghostface from Scream, and I was Dr. Doom. And I ran into a couple of Dr. Doom people, but it feels like every year when Halloween costumes come out, they're all pretty much the same. You'll all find the same thing in your size. Like me and Kev, we're not the same size, right? Kev was like about 6'2", 6'3". But I'm pretty sure you'd be able to find a Dr. Doom costume too. And you get it just because it's like, yo, this is all I can find him in a 2X, right?
Genuinely. I don't even bother trying to dress up no more, bro.
Right.
I don't bother.
So a lot of people were definitely trying to do different things. So shout out to Jerry. But yeah, real quick, the Colts' point of view of getting Sauce Gardner. I don't know the Colts defense per se. They do have good safeties though, and I feel like Sauce will thrive better with safety help. I think Sauce will play like Richard Sherman. I like more of a Richard Sherman type role, more of a zone corner role. And I think he ends up getting a couple of interceptions this season in Indianapolis. And the first Jet fan or person to overreact is going to be Jake Asman. I don't bother watching him speak or whatever, but I know he's going to overreact at something. So the first one to overreact is going to be Jake Asman. That Sauce gets interception. As far as Quinnen in Dallas, that point of view, Cowboys point of view, I don't know what the Cowboys point of view. I don't know what they're thinking. You traded Micah Parsons, who was like the best edge rusher, one of the best edge rushers in the league, and you're going interior. I don't know why you're focused so much interior defense. You got an interior defensive lineman from the Packers. You got an interior defensive lineman from
my thing Jets. Is, sorry to cut you off. My bad.
No, that was it. That was my thing.
Who the fuck does Jerry think the Cowboys are? Like, what year does he think he's in? Dog? Like, right. In the Romo years, that would make way more sense. Like, hell, 5 years ago would have made way more. Bro, y'all suck, bro. Like, Quinnen Williams not going to help you like that. And then you gave up next year's first, and it's like,
yeah.
Oh, granted, there's an entire offseason. Maybe the Cowboys get better. That's right. Possible, sure.
Right.
But like, y'all not really close to good. Y'all have a really good offense. Okay, shout out to you. Great. Built a really good offense. You're wasting it with a dog shit defense, which somehow isn't the worst in the NFL, which is insane.
Well, the Bengals and the Jets.
Oh my God, the Bengals are rancid. Oh my God. Oh my God, the Bengals defense is like you know the meme with the security guard like frisking or supposed to
yes
be not actually doing anything. That's the entire Bengals defense. They don't do shit. Like, what are they? They don't do shit. They got the
They
same
don't
resistance as a wet paper towel, bro. They don't do shit.
They don't do
nothing.
anything, man. Like
They
it's,
don't do
but
nothing. You just fucking you get through like a knife through butter every week. It doesn't
bro,
matter who's playing
that
them.
Colston Loveland touchdown. Like I got a Fire Stick, and we figured out that we could watch sports. So I got NFL Red Zone and all that stuff on the Fire Stick. So we're watching different things. I'm just like, let me tune in the Bears, whatever, because I had some skin in the game because I had Doomsday fantasy. And he put up
Do you understand? Like, I never felt older than when I went to one of my teams that had Doomsday on it. Like after the game was done, and I saw zero. I swore my app glitched. I swore it. I swore the app glitched. Brother, the Bears scored 172 points, and Doomsday is sitting there with as many catches as me. I thought the app glitched. I was like, "There's no way, dog."
He dropped a touchdown in the end zone. It was slightly behind him and stuff like that, but it wasn't crazy. But he dropped it, and it's like, people like my brother was like, "Oh, DJ." I said, "DJ Moore didn't do nothing. It was friggin' the other dude, Olamide Zacchaeus was having a better game."
Oh my God, Zacchaeus, man, Zacchaeus.
I'm like, yo, what's going on? But that's why I'm watching the game, and I'm like, man, the Bears were up. And let's real quick, because we're here and we got time. Like, ain't no rush. Joe Flacco is in Cincinnati putting up career numbers. That is how fucking talented that offense is, right? People talk about the offensive line. Joe Flacco is not a runner. He's a pocket quarterback. I'm not saying this to shit on Joe Burrow, but if that dinosaur can sit there and throw for 450 yards and 4 touchdowns and have like 8 touchdowns in 2 games, I think we might need to slightly examine Joe Burrow's play style, because Joe Flacco is 6'6" and just stands straight up and throws the fucking ball. He doesn't move around the pocket, bro. He stands there, he throws the ball. I don't understand. I know Joe Burrow's hurt, and hopefully when he comes back, we'll see something similar. But Flacco's making it look so easy. But you and I were talking about the game versus the game. I think it was not the Jets. The one that T. Higgins had all them catches. That wasn't the Jets. That was the week before that.
What, the Steelers?
The Steelers game. And we were talking about the game plan. Yo, the Bears. I realized it wasn't the Steelers. You can't guard those dudes, bro. You just can't, because if you play them,
the Steelers kept trying to. They kept trying. They kept trying to play that weak ass. I don't know if it was 2-man or cover 1, whatever it was, and it was like Jamar Chase is going to shake all your corners, bro. Like,
right.
I understand. There's no easy solution here, especially if you can't get home. I understand because T. Higgins is great. Jamar Chase is great. I understand this. You gotta try something different than manning them up, though. Like, bro, please try something. Listen, bro. The Bears have a better defense, and T. Higgins was smoking their shit. Like, and I remember our conversation. Like, nah, man, this is what it is. You have no choice but to play off the ball, because if you play them close, you can't play T. Higgins close at all. That touchdown he scored was just grown man shit. You just can't, like, he's just too good. He's too tall. He's too good. And Jamar Chase is just who he is. He's shifty, he can catch the ball, he can run in space. But watching that game and then getting down to the nitty gritty, and Colston Loveland gets the ball and wins it like pretty much on his own, I'm just like, man, I feel bad for the Bengals, because Jamar Chase after the game kept saying one more stop. And I believe after they lost to the Jets, it was similar conversation. Listen, if I'm a defender on the Bengals, I am looking under my car before I start my car. Listen, I won't be surprised if he hears something about a little mishap in the parking lot, because, man, that defense is trash. But anyway, moving on. Let's talk a little baseball. Edwin Diaz and Cody Bellinger officially opted out of their contracts. Not surprised by Edwin Diaz opting out of his contract. I think that was something. I think that was more just as obvious as Pete Alonso was opting out. Edwin Diaz is going to have a better market than Pete Alonso's market. Cody Bellinger opting out was definitely more interesting to me. What are your thoughts on Cody Bellinger? He was always an opt out. He's in the same boat as Pete. I mean, well, not the same boat, but it was very clear he was going to opt out because he's Cody Bellinger had his best year in like what 4 or 5 years. Right. He was always going to opt out. My thing is, I hope he doesn't come back, and not because, and I frame that negatively for the humor. It's not anti him. Let me make that clear. Oh, Kyle Tucker is just better.
Right.
Pay him. That's it. It doesn't have to be more complicated than that. Just fucking pay him. Yankee fans doing the thing where they're like, oh, Cody's cheaper, he's more versatile. Da, da, da. Hey man, look, you know what's better than being more versatile? Being better.
Right.
Kyle Tucker is better, and we have this on record. We know he's better, and he's a much better hitter. Respectfully to Cody Bellinger, who had a really good year. He's a much better hitter than Cody Bellinger is. Just sign him. Like that's it. It doesn't have to be fucking complicated. Just sign the dude. Cody is fine. If they bring him back, it depends on what the rest of the offseason looks like, as far as what my reaction would be. But he was always going to opt out. And listen, maybe he ends up back. Maybe he doesn't. I prefer Kyle Tucker, and then whatever happens in the offseason after that happens, because the free agent market is not exactly a great one this year. The trade market is far more interesting than the free agent market is.
Right. The Mets also made a couple of moves yesterday. They signed AJ Minter to a 1-year, $11 million deal. Exercised the club option on Brooks Riley, so Brooks Riley will return. And they gave Brandon Waddle, I believe that's I think Brandon Waddle's a prospect, I'm not sure. They gave him a major league deal as well. So he's not a prospect, my bad. He played for Pittsburgh. But he's an old prospect. He made his major league debut in 2020. So yeah, I don't know what the Mets are doing per se with the Diaz situation. But I'm pretty sure if the price tag gets too high, they're going to let him walk. I don't think they pay him to come back. I think you could look at a guy like Brooks Riley or whoever else to be a closer. I don't think they're going to overpay for him. I don't know. There's an account. I don't know if you follow them. Hot Stove Intel.
I've seen it.
Yeah, they said Edwin Diaz 3 years, 67.5. That's fair. They have Cody Bellinger somehow demanding a 7-year deal worth 192. Kyle Schwarber 6 years, 165. Pete Alonso 6 years, 162.
Yeah, them numbers feel wild to me. Some of
them
do
feel wild.
They feel like my thing is with Pete, like he did not materially change as a player.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't. He's the same guy. He had a really good year, and I'm not knocking him, but he was the same really good hitter he was previous.
Right.
And his free agent market was dry. Now, there was a draft pick attached to signing him, which seems to be a really massive deterrent for baseball teams in a way that's really fucking weird, to be honest with you. So maybe that changes the entire equation. That's very possible. But like, bro, in the same offseason, we have Pete Alonso getting a 6-year deal. I think that's what he said, right?
Yeah, 6 years, 162.
And then Gleyber Torres getting a 6-year deal. I'm like, nigga, I watched the same two dudes.
Well, this one says
last year.
This one says qualifying offer for Gleyber Torres. So
okay, I saw it. So I'm mixing up. I saw somebody else say Gleyber's going to get a 6-year deal. And it was a somewhat reputable source too. And I'm like, where? How? Where's he in this? He didn't even have a qualifying. He didn't have a qualifying offer attached to him last year, and he couldn't get more than one. How the fuck are we getting to 6?
I mean, if Pete wants 6 years, $162 million, I think the Mets get that done. If that's what he wants, that's not high end.
My thing is, I don't. Who are the Mets bidding against to get there?
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you're saying that that's what he's getting, but Schwarber's getting 165, give me Schwarber. I'm sorry, give me Schwarber. Like, I love Pete, but if you're telling me I could get Schwarber for $3 million more, I'm going to take Schwarber and put whoever I want at first base. Doesn't matter. I have Kyle fucking Schwarber, who's going to bat.
I mean, Juan Soto seems pretty ticketed for first base eventually, anyway.
Right. So right. So I'm getting Schwarber, and Schwarber's playing DH, and he's batting leadoff. And I don't see the Mets doing the same thing if they did that. And Jerry, you could chime in on that. But if the Mets were to somehow pay Kyle Schwarber, right, and we're talking about Lindor, who's traditionally batting leadoff, there has to be a shift in the lineup. And I don't know if you necessarily have to put Schwarber anywhere else but where he's at. You put him there, one. You could put Lindor at 2, and you could put someone at 3. You could do
They're
that.
They're not
You know what I mean? But Schwarber's not going past 2.
I think Soto's locked in at 2, and then you do whatever you want after that. I think Soto's locked in at 2. The thing is, like, putting Soto third, like you are asking, and I mean, it does. Grand scheme of things, lineup construction does not matter as much as we like to think it does, and I include myself because I be talking about this shit way too much myself. But I think Soto, you lock in Soto at 2. Like, if you put him at third, he's gonna have a whole bunch of opportunities with nobody on base and 2 outs at that. So it's like you put him in second, he gets on base for 40% of the time. Whoever's hitting behind him, hey, he's gonna have a lot of opportunities, wherever that is.
Right. Yeah.
So, I don't. If Schwarber's lead off, great. Then you have Lindor hit third, have him hit fourth, whichever. Like, Soto's locked in at 2.
He's definitely locked in. But yeah, I mean, that's it for a little baseball talk. We have one last segment to go, our favorite segment, and that is have some shame. I have no one to shame today, but Kev has someone to shame, or at least a style or mannerism of
It's more the tell them why you mad segment. Like, well, mad is doing a bit much, but let's play along, right? Okay, so obviously, as we know, the Blue Jays just lost the World Series, which made me happy, right? So I was talking shit because a former Yankee and probably my least favorite baseball player in the league, just strictly on baseball, not criminal stuff. IKF was a critical part of them losing the World Series.
Yes.
So I was having my fun, right? So I had Blue Jays fans in my mentions doing the usual, like, oh, we were in the World Series. Where were the Yankees? First of all, you weren't in shit. You were at home. First of all, you weren't doing shit except being at home crying because your team lost. So miss me with the we. But I'll get to the point. So I had all kind of Blue Jays fans there, and a popular thing on the internet, and I feel like it comes directly from like 19, 20, 18, 16-year-olds who have faceless abbeys. And it's very popular in sports stuff. I had a whole bunch of people telling me to cope and cry. And the cope especially. That's the big one nowadays, cope.
Right.
I don't care if you want to tell somebody to cope. Do you? I think it's kind of lame, but do you? All I'm asking is to use the word correctly. Coping means that you are dealing with something that does not make you happy. Correct? Am I incorrect here?
That is correct.
Did I fall into a hibernation and miss when the word cope changed definitions?
That is correct.
The World Series could not have possibly ended better for me and everything that I care about and all my agendas. It couldn't have possibly ended better for me. I have nothing to cope about. At least tell me to cope when, the Yankees are grinding into 12 double plays in June and I'm saying some shit like everything will be fine. Yeah, that's coping.
Cope harder. Cope harder.
That's coping. I'm not coping because the Blue Jays lost the World Series. I'm happy. Oh, well, they beat the Yankees in the first round. Hang the fucking banner, bro. Hang the banner. Listen, I am 38 years old. I'm a Yankee fan. I watched the Yankees make the playoffs like 32 times. 5 of those have ended with the Yankees winning their final game. I have plenty of experience witnessing playoff elimination. You're not going to get me to break character because your favorite team beat the Yankees in the World Series, in the first round, or in the World Series, quite frankly, but that's a separate topic. But the first round, you beat the Yankees in the first round. Congratulations. That's not going to get me to break character. I don't give a fuck. Oh, the Blue Jays made the World Series. Where were the Yankees? Okay, so you guys are more decorated losers? Congratulations. Congratulations. The Blue Jays sent a big portion of their fan base to fucking more therapy sessions. Congratulations. Congrats. Hope it was worth it. Congratulations. Round of applause. And all that fundamentals, there's some fundamentals that the Yankees don't play the fundamentals, and that's why the Blue Jays are better, and that's why the Yankees should be at the Blue Jays. How'd that work out when the fucking Blue Jays are running the bases like moronic drunks the entire series? How'd that work out? It didn't.
It didn't.
The people who are telling me to cope are the ones who should be doing or who are doing the coping. That is all. Thank you. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Have some
shame. Use the fucking dictionary. Oh, God, here we go. Here we go, man.
Have some shame.
You should take the advice.
No, I'm shameless. This is why
That's
it's my favorite segment. I have no shame. I'm shameless. That's the irony of it.
It sure is.
The irony of it is I'm shameless and I'm telling people to have shame. That is irony. Now, I normally don't have a follow up, but I would just like to highlight that Stephen A. Smith apologized yet
He
again.
apologized for what?
Yes, he apologized to the politician. What's her name? Oh shoot, what's her name? He apologized to the congresswoman from. Let me give you right now, Jasmine Crockett.
Okay.
He apologized. Stephen, I didn't know that they were talking negatively about this sister. And I don't agree with everything that the Republican Party does. So I'm apologizing to the sister Jasmine Crockett. I think she's doing a hell of a job. That's what Stephen A. pretty much was saying, and it's just like, you know, I'm just tired of hearing him talk. It's he acted like he didn't know what was going on with Jasmine Crockett. He acted like as if he didn't understand the fact that they've been saying negative things. He's I don't agree with everything the Republican Party does and blah blah blah. And she's a sister. And, I have of course he has a daughter, and it's funny he has a daughter too. The way he treats black women. Funny he has a daughter.
And then
Funny how the world works.
he brings her out to get the heat off him, but that's another.
Oh
topic.
yeah, as soon as he fucks up, he brings her out.
Here comes Samantha Smith.
Here comes Samantha.
All right,
you know what I mean? But yeah, that was the thing. But he's been a repeat offender for having some shame. But also, let's have some shame to the people who aren't from my city. If you aren't from New York City and you're mad that Mom Donnie won the New York City mayoral race, go fuck yourself, please. You're not from here. You didn't deal with Mayor Adams. You didn't deal with de Blasio. You didn't deal with Koch. You didn't deal with Giuliani. You didn't deal with Dinkins. You dealt with nothing. You are a tourist. When you come here, you look like a tourist. You're Will Smith with a colorful shirt on and a leather bag and a camera. You are a tourist. You don't live here. You watch memes. You look at photos. You're not from the cloth. You haven't been here for 20 years or 30 years. Most likely you're a transplant. And the city has done things to make your life easier. They built nice buildings in shitty neighborhoods. They've made sure the police are outside, but you're not from New York. And also, you're an Islamophobe. You hate Mamdani because he is Muslim, not because he's a bad candidate. It's because he's Muslim. And now you went from he's a socialist, a democratic socialist, and you guys keep calling him a communist. Can you please explain to me how one man at mayor is going to ruin the United States? One man at mayor is going to ruin the United States. Have you not seen how Eric Adams operates? Going to parties. Have you not seen that he paid a woman salary that he was dating $160,000 a year?
Hey man, I'll say this though. When Eric, I think old girl wrote a book too, right?
Yeah, she wrote. Okay. Tell all about it.
She was like, he said, "I'm running for mayor, and I can't do this without you.
I can't do this without
you." He
was
spitting. I hate to admit it. He was spitting with that. I'm sorry. That's the only thing I'll ever give him credit for. He was spitting. I can't do this without you.
I can't do this without you.
He was spitting. I understand why she went for it. He was spitting.
Like, and listen, she looked like some work. Don't get me wrong. But $160,000 a year. Rent stabilized apartment have gone up by 9%.
Yeah.
And Mayor Adams was out here partying. Mayor Adams wasn't doing anything. He was vibes. People remember his campaign. I do. If you have a kid and they have a teddy bear, look in that teddy bear. They may be hiding drugs. Look behind that picture. It may be a gun. Like, that's what he was telling people to do. He was literally telling people to go spy on their children and look for guns and paraphernalia. That was Mayor Adams' platform. And you're telling me, a lifetime New Yorker, to worry about Mom Donnie, a dude who looks like any other, what we call Aki at the corner store. You tell me to worry about him because he wants to have some free buses, stabilize rent, have a few city-ran bodegas, free childcare. Ooh, the boogeyman. You don't live here. I've seen the tweets. People from Cali, you don't live here. You don't visit here. And also, to Portnoy, Barstool, you said if Mamdani wins, you will leave. You will shut down the office. Hold on, Kev. You have 48 hours to leave. You have 48 hours to leave our city. 48 hours. David Portnoy.
You know what? The mask was a shitty idea from jump. Finally, it paid off. Finally. In that moment right there, it paid off.
You have 48 hours to leave our city. If you think New York City is going to go through shit, you have 48 hours to leave our precious city. Or we will come for you with moving vans and help you pack. Please leave. We don't need you here. If you feel like there's someplace better because Mamdani is going to be the mayor, which he won easily, please leave. We don't need you here. If you're a billionaire corporation and you feel like you don't want to pay your fair share, please leave. There are apartments that people want to occupy. Please leave. That is all. Have some fucking shame, guys. Have some shame. You don't live here. You're not from here. You're not a New Yorker. You never were a New Yorker because no real New Yorker is leaving and making an announcement to leave. We're just going to leave. And a lot of times we leave.
Just go. We don't care, bro.
Just go. We don't care.
Just go.
We don't care.
Bye. Just go. Bon voyage, bro. Just leave. We don't care.
48 hours.
Adios.
I'll help you pack. We don't need Barstool here anyway. And also, Dave Portnoy, you're doing a shitty job, a very shitty job at the Michigan State. You're terrible. That guy's a fucking
weasel.
Leave, bro. Leave. And anyone else who wants to leave. Anyway, that is all from us. Shame has been distributed. I think I'll use my mask to remind people we are not for everybody. And we shall shame you. And even though I don't have any shame, I am also the bringer of shame. Have a pleasant day. Kevin Lewis, any final words before we depart?
Nope.
That is all. Peace.
I see pride, Junior. I see power. I see a badass mother who won't take no crap off from nobody. That's right.